What is up, everybody? Welcome to the channel and the podcast, DJ Dads. I'm Chris, and I'm partnered here today with Kyle Wilson. Not partnered, but my co-host Kyle Wilson. We were just on Kyle's channel this week, and right now this is kind of a breaking pop-up. We usually do one a week, but we're doing two right now because we just had some crazy stuff happen in the market. So this one's going to be a little bit shorter than normal. Today we're going to be talking about, well, the fun news is the Bored Ape just got an airdrop that's going for thousands of dollars. We're going to start off talking about that just because there's so much movement. I'm watching whales buying right now, so it's kind of crazy to see that amidst everything else, amidst Genesis crypto lending platform going down for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, and amidst this recent news I just saw with a who was it? The U.S. government, the U.S. to announce an international cryptocurrency action statement, which could be scary news for crypto. But before we get into all that, I got to ask, how's your day going, Kyle? I can't hear you, buddy.
Oh, it's going good, man. Sorry, the old mute button. But yeah, it's obviously a lot of big news today going on in the space, as always. But I'm doing good. Just been doing a lot of research on my end on coding NFT, like all this crazy stuff today. So it's been kind of busy. But other than that, pretty good.
Coding, you just use ChatGPT, man. That's what I do for everything.
Yeah,
Related a
there's
little
some
bit.
things ChatGPT just can't do. But yeah.
Yo, shout out to Cambit Creates for being the first one in chat and one of my YouTube members. So I actually forgot to mention this at the beginning of the episode, but at the end of this, which is only like a 30-minute segment, we're going to be, Kyle and I are going to be giving away NFTs. I'm going to give 50% of the NFTs to the viewers of this video, and I'm going to give the other 50% to my YouTube members. But 100% of the NFTs that we're giving away were given to us for the giveaway, and we will talk about that in just a little bit, but pretty excited about that. So if you're just jumping in, be sure to be tuned for the end of the video because you might have a chance to win some NFTs. And again, we'll get more into that in a bit. I will just start off with the topic that's really bouncing right now is this sewer pass that we talked to. It's so funny talking about stuff that's so expensive, but kind of like degen terminology, like sewer pass that came from the gutters. Omar, what's up, man? But yeah, it's like popping off right now. Kyle and I talked about it. It's like this game that Bored Ape ecosystem is dropping that you play it to be able to mint their next NFT. And there's like different levels of the sewer pass, which we looked at on Kyle's channel. I'll leave the video linked at the top after we're done with this live. But people are like buying it like crazy. Let me pop this up for you real quick. I'm not gonna lie, I'm tempted to FOMO in, but right now I'm just kind of watching. I'm using Ninja Alerts, which is the platform I work for now. But yeah, so this is the sewer pass. You can see 25 seconds ago, Franklin bought one for 1.5. This is some of the notable traders, just the notable traders. This isn't everybody that's buying. So this is just like some of the top traders that's buying. It dropped at free for all Bored Ape holders, or Bored Ape, Mutant Ape, all that. And right now it's already at a 1.5 floor pass for the tier 1. And the volume, Kyle, it just got airdropped, and the volume's already almost at 2,000 Ethereum.
So it's a Dookie Dash interactive skill-based
Yeah.
skill-based mint. So this is just a pass to play the game, and then of course you get what do you get a mint on the other side though? That's what I
Well,
like.
that's the
You know about this more than I do.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, we don't know. We just know that you're going to be able to mint a Bored Ape asset, and people will pay premium for any Huga asset. So yeah, this thing's flying right now. Like I said, I've already seen people just buying for 1.2 just a couple minutes ago before
Already
we started.
1800,
It's already at
18
1.5 now.
over 1800 in volume. That's insane.
Yeah.
What's up with the weird website mdvmm.xy? Like they always have such weird websites.
I don't know. I agree. It's definitely weird. I'm not really sure about the
Like,
website.
why don't they just use the regular Bored Ape website and just do a /? Like, why does it
I
have
don't
to be
know,
so
man.
difficult?
They just like being weird. I mean, that's why they called it Dookie Dash in order to win thousands of dollars. But yeah, dude, it's
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
This volume, by the time we're done with this live stream, which is going to be a short one, this volume is going to be like well over 2K Ethereum volume, which is, we just got like some bad news relatively, like we just heard that the Genesis crypto brokerage is going down. YouTube or Yahoo Finance did an article on this. But, this is something that like we've kind of known for a couple months. But now it's official. What do you think about the whole Genesis going down?
This isn't too much of a surprise. We've seen them in the news recently, and they've been kind of, I guess, at a standstill with what was that? exchange, their subsidiary exchange, or their parent company, or whatever. So this isn't really too much of a surprise in my opinion. Yeah, so I mean, this is just kind of the aftermath of Three Arrows Capital going down and a bunch of other
Mhm.
things going down, the contagion. So yeah, I mean, not too surprised here.
Yeah, it's even I don't know if you could read that. It literally used the same word you did. It says that this is possibly an aftermath of FTX's failure, laying on the groundwork for filing bankruptcy filing. Dude, I just feel like every time we like get good news, like the market kind of pumps, and like we
Oh,
know that.
Gemini, that's what it was. Gemini. So I think it was Genesis that had some deal with Gemini, I believe it was, and I think Genesis is like the parent company, but the parent company owed Gemini, a subsidiary, like $1 billion or something. Like it wasn't a casual amount, and they weren't able to pay that back, and they quote unquote try to distance themselves with the whole situation. But yeah, this news doesn't surprise me. If they can't pay back their own subsidiary, I don't know how they would
Yeah.
continue. But yeah, anyways.
No, I mean, that definitely makes sense. What I was gonna say with the crypto news is it seems like every time we get some momentum going, it's just some news comes out to crush it. Whether it's the like recent like Genesis news or US kind of maybe jumping in on crypto. It's like we just it seems like the market can't catch a break. And like we know that like we're still in the bear market, so a lot of us kind of feel like this pump was like, probably fake. But it's still not it's one thing to be like a fake pump just based off like speculation and trading. It's another thing like as soon as we get a little bit of momentum, it's like something like this happens. It's like every time, man. I don't know. It's have you felt that way since you've been into crypto? Because I know you got into crypto pretty early.
I would say last year and the year before, like it was just a super cycle, bull cycle. But aside from that, like, yeah, I mean, this is pretty typical in like a big bear market, and not just a normal bear market. This is like pretty big valley, like
Mhm.
what happened in 2018 when everything crashed, and that's how it was in 2018 as well. There was like bad news after bad news after bad news, and it just, yeah, I mean, to me, this is kind of normal. You do have like with a bull market, you have catalysts that utility or like mass adoption. But in a bear market, it's the exact opposite. Catalyst is just bad news, and this is kind of normal. New, like I've always charted. I use technical analysis to chart, but I also use fundamental analysis in that. And in that, like with trading, there's usually two types of traders or people that have combined hybrid model of trading, which I'm a hybrid guy. So I use technicals with charts with fundamentals. And what I've noticed is that the fundamentals always line up with the technicals in charts, and I've
Yeah.
always seen this trend. So for me, this is not too surprising.
That makes sense. We did get Sleepin in the chat. Yo, what's up, Sleepin? He said, "Hey guys, another awesome content creator." Um, we also got this news, which again just kind of fuel to the fire. U.S. to announce international cryptocurrency action statement. And there's not a whole lot on this, but essentially it's an announcement to an announcement. Announcing
It
major
is. It is.
international crypto it does say it says major international cryptocurrency enforcement action on Wednesday. It said a statement adding the U.S.
Major.
Treasury Department will make an announcement. And it doesn't really say much else about this. I just thought I'd bring it up because, like, I don't know, man. There's been talks, and we talked about this in your channel the other day about like banks making their own stables. Do you think they're going to
Mhm.
try to like move away and label everything else as a security so they can kind of do their own thing? Like, is that a possibility? Like, could this be a huge bearish case towards crypto?
I mean, it is a concern. It's always a concern with regulators. You never know what they're gonna do. They're gonna do it the best interest of like their lobbyists and like their, people benefiting off of this. And so that's why we've seen them so wish-washy, flip-floppy, and so slow to regulation. And really they have to grasp their head around how to even regulate this thing as well, because it for some of these people, it's gonna take them a while just to learn like how everything works. Like for me and you, we've been in space for a while, so we know. So this is they're gonna have to have whole entire, and that we've seen it, whole committees and whole wings dedicated to crypto. I don't know what they're gonna do. They could, but they also I think they can't at this point. I think it's just a Pandora's box. If they do
Mhm.
put a, everything's a security, I think that's going to make the entire market just dump.
Yeah, that'd be
But
rough.
also it's going to suck innovation out of the room in terms of the United States. So I think that's a bad move on their part if they do that. And that would stifle innovation for the foreseeable future, and leave the United States at the very bottom in terms of innovation. Web3 being one of the most innovative things to happen in the last several decades.
Dude, this is like partially on subject, but it's just interesting. Somebody sent me, I would have to watch this whole thing. Somebody sent me this conspiracy video last night that like these like hackers are like holding money from the US and from a couple of other governments. And that's why crypto had this rally because like essentially they wanted to be paid in Bitcoin. And right now, like the US isn't revealing that information. Have you heard that conspiracy yet?
That this hacker is holding what now?
I'll just play the first part of the video. It's like a little reel. So like this, obviously, it's not just this guy that feels this way. Here, I'll probably need to
Oh,
bring this
Crypto
down.
Zombie. Yeah, I know. I'm familiar with Crypto Zombie because I used to have more subs way back in the day. And he's one of the guys like I followed early on.
Oh, nice. I feel like I'm familiar with him, but I wasn't sure. But
Yeah,
check out
he's
this
a
first.
OG. Yeah, he's a OG for sure. He started back in same time when I started making content, or like right after
Okay,
that.
so he's got some credibility, not some random TikTok boy trying to like make random
No,
stuff
yeah,
he doesn't know
yeah,
about.
yeah.
Well,
He
listen to the
goes.
first
I
part of
think
it.
his name's Kyle too. I think K Dub is what he goes by, which is my pseudonym on like at least Reddit.
Dang,
K
bro.
Dub. Yeah, don't
Oh,
take my name, bro.
you just doxed your Reddit. I would rather be doxed in real life than dox my Reddit. But anyways, we got Justin saying it's a suckers rally, Investor Better, which by the way, Investor Better, I saw you on a random thing the other day. I don't know. It was like I saw you on a YouTube video I was watching in the comments. I don't remember which one it was. I listened to this initial announcement live. It was the DOJ going after a company called Bislato at their first action of their new crypto regulatory departments. Sort of a nothing burger. Okay, cool. That's a good input. Hopefully, it's a nothing burger. I'll take that. Flickerbit says, "Hey guys, it's too early to say that I'm so looking forward to 2024. No, it's not. But I think we all kind of are looking forward to 2024 and hope that things get a little bit better. I want to dig into this video in just a second. If you weren't here for the beginning of the video, I'm definitely giving away some NFTs at the end of this video. I'm giving away 50% towards the viewers of this video, 50% towards my YouTube members. So stay tuned for that. I don't know. Kyle might be giving away some. We'll get into that in a second. I want your thoughts on this, Kyle. I'm not going to play the entire thing, but I'm just going to play a little bit of it because it's super interesting. I cannot hear it. I hear this.
Stick with me.
Oh,
This
that's
is kind
loud.
of crazy. So last week, the FAA ordered a ground stop on all commercial and private aircrafts. The government system that sends messages to pilots called NOTAM went down. Pete Buttigieg, the U.S. Secretary of Transportation, originally said that he had no idea what happened. Then later he came out and said it was a damaged database with no evidence of a cyber attack. But here's where things get weird. The very next day, the exact same thing happened to Canada. Now, Canada simply claimed that they had an outage. But what's really weird is that the US and Canada both have separate aviation authorities. So is it possible that someone is hacking into these aviation systems and holding various governments hostage? And is it possible that they could be demanding
music, bro. It's so much.
UCSF Medical School paid more than $1 million in Bitcoin, and they paid it in order to get access to their own computers, which had been frozen by hackers.
Wednesday is exactly when Bitcoin started pumping 25% in just a few days after going literally sideways for 2 straight months. So is it possible that the US government and possibly even the Canadian government were actually responsible for the recent Bitcoin pump?
All right. So, we're both dads here. I believe the kids would say, is that cap? Or is that you think it's a real thing? I don't know. What's your thoughts on that? Is that a conspiracy? I'm trying to think of the words: conspiracy or like possibility.
With those things, you'll never know. Even if it was like real, you'll never get the final details, anyways, because then you're starting to get into, um, you know, CIA type stuff, and
True.
with that, they'll never let the information get out, anyways. So, in my opinion, it could be real. I don't think the U.S. would be held hostage to that. I think maybe they would make it possibly make a payment, but then they'll just track that person down and make them work for the CIA do work for us or we'll
Yeah, that
put you
happened to
in
one of our
jail.
friends.
Yeah. Well, it happens a lot. I mean, there's a
Yeah.
lot of, that's where the term anon comes from, is the group, the hackers, anon. And they got busted a long time ago. The real ones from that initially founded the group. And they ended up having to work for the FBI to do, hacking for good. So that's what
Mm.
typically happens. I mean, if it was real, we'll never know. That's for sure. So,
Yeah.
the government could wash the Bitcoin and send it, and we would just never know. I don't think it was the cause of the pump by any means. I don't think that part has anything to do with the pump, but that's just my opinion. I think people rallied behind CPI being slightly lower,
Yeah.
and I think this is just a fake out breakout.
Yeah, no, I agree. I thought it was a very interesting take. I also thought as a content creator, I was like, man, that short was edited pretty well. Like the music was almost like a little much, but it's also like captivating. And I think he did a good job at like editing that short. Not too sure if it like went it's not really viral at all. But yeah, I just saw that. I was like, wow, that's super interesting. I don't know. That might be like a little beside the point, but the whole thing I'm talking about is like we get a little bit of relief, fake, real, whatever you want to call it. And then boom, it's just like immediately Genesis lending platform goes down. And then the US is talking about further cryptocurrency action statements. And it's like, oh, come on. Just give us a little bit, because like even if
Yeah.
things weren't going to keep on getting better, it still felt nice at the time. And like, I don't know if between like all this news that's kind of coming out right now, if that's just going to hammer us even more. And then pair it up. It's so funny because like, I talked about this at the beginning, but lots of bad news, and at the end of the day, you still have a ton of people spending thousands and thousands of dollars on a sewer pass attached to a monkey JPEG that's attached to a Temple Run style game for a chance to mint something. Like at the end of the day, people are still like dropping so much money on like random stuff. So
Yeah, it's there's a lot of volume. Yeah, and NFTs, like I've been saying this for a long time, that in the lows and in bear markets and flash crashes, NFTs have always performed better than crypto for a couple different reasons. It's first of all, if it's a strong collection, a blue chip, and it's collectible and it matters, then that collection typically does well in a bear market. And we've seen this with projects like Yuga and other blue chip projects, Pudgy Penguins. There's stuff that's holding liquidity, holding volume. And this is what I've said and echoed over the past almost 2 years now is, some of these NFT collections are going to be separated somewhat from the bear market. I mean, they'll still go down, but they'll perform better than your average crypto, because crypto is so liquid that people can get in and out so fast. And when an entire market crashes, the entire token crashes. But with NFTs, there's all this psychology playing into the NFT itself, and not to even consider the utility side of what that NFT provides. And in this case, Yuga is a great example of that. So, anyways,
that was very well said. That's why people spend so much money on, say, a CryptoPunk, because they believe that store of value is better than their value. Sometimes, there's different reasons, but that store of value is better than if they held it in ETH. And the weird thing is, you would expect that when there's like a massive crypto bull run, that like if things are pinned, like let's say like NFTs are pinned to ETH, or if like we have some like VV and OMI, like if OMI's pinned to like the VV NFT, whatever. You would think that when ETH runs, that the NFTs would do worse, but that's not what we saw last run. Like ETH was at $4,000 and Bored Apes were still over 100 ETH. So like I don't know. I feel like if I was speculating it, I would just assume ETH would run and then NFTs would do the opposite, but that's not how it worked last bull run. So I don't know. I guess we'll see if history repeats itself, and in the future, next bull run, if ETH runs, NFTs will run as well. But what you said is so good. I might even clip that later, because that's exactly why people sometimes place their bets on NFTs over cryptocurrency. One, the
yeah,
utility possibly, but also the store
there's
value.
There's this interesting strategies too. Like some people will stack up ETH like kind of like now, and then ETH will run, and then they'll put it back into like an NFT for the long run to kind of like store their ETH value. And that's what we've kind of seen recently with ETH is down, but the like in terms of NFTs, like in valued in ETH, they've actually been performing pretty well. Like, because long
Yeah.
run ETH is still going to do well. Like it's still going to go, in my opinion, it's going to go past 5K and probably, beyond that. But and it's deflationary now. So anyways, there's like little strategies like that I've seen like super experienced whales in the Ethereum world, store their net worth into NFTs because they know they'll always perform well, and it's just kind of like a store of value for them. So I don't know. I've seen that very experienced traders though to do that kind of stuff.
Sleeping ass if it was time to buy OMI. You're the technical analysis guy here. What do you think?
I haven't checked the OMI charts in a while. I'm actually looking at other tokens at the moment that have lower market caps that are micro cap type of coins that I think will do well in the long term. So I'm not going to put a lot more into OMI. I'll DCA some, but I just see a lot of potential in other altcoins currently as well. So I mean, OMI is going to do great. It's deflationary, but there's other good opportunities for me and where I'm at in terms of my kind of portfolio. I want to increase
Sure.
my portfolio with some other coins at this current time while the market's super low.
I like that. No, that's good. And we'll probably have longer time to accumulate with all the recent news. And definitely, if this whole thing is a fake out, there's plenty of time.
Chamath, the great billionaire, said not to invest in anything for like 18 months. And that was a few months ago, I think. So I think we got a good window. I don't know if we go 18 months. I think that's a little too long. I think heading up into 2024, I think that's when things will start, kind of being better.
Well, you got to remember, Chamath wants to front run you. If he tells you 18 months, he might start buying at 10 months. So he has an 8-month leeway to be able to get DCA. I mean, nobody knows. And I think we talked about this on your channel a little bit. But the running theory that I like is that with the possibility of things getting better in 2024, that people are going to try to front run that at the end of 2023. And if all of that goes well, and there's not a black swan event, there's not like a war or anything like that, and the economy does a good job at recovering, then we could even start seeing not like a bull run 2023, but could start seeing things get better. And then 2024, possibly have a bull run. One, not financial advice. Two, I am repeating people that are just smarter than me, and it made sense when they said it. I'm not claiming to know any of that.
Yeah.
I just like it clicked in my head, especially like when laid out some of the events that could happen, like, oh, that would make sense, and people would want to front run it. And once they start front running it, I could see it like, kind of have a steady pace up instead of like kind of just waiting to 2024 to start buying.
Yeah, I've heard a few things too, and obviously I'm not a financial advisor. Do your own research, blah blah blah. Yeah, I've heard people that are now flipping and saying like, oh, we could go like, we could do well from now, like sideways or slightly move up. But I think that's pulling the pin too early. And I've always said at the end of this year that we could notice an increase in trend, and then obviously like moving up into January of next year, because that's typical of crypto. Like at the end of the year, things start to pump, and then January is when, like, especially what we saw in VV, it's super macro what happens, and the space is so cyclical, and it's so like predictable sometimes. It's actually just like weird. It's always at the end of the year. It starts pumping again, and it's very cyclical. There's a lot of people that like religiously look at the crypto cycle, and they'll base that off of how they trade and how they even do NFTs now. So they'll track crypto cycles with NFT cycles and trade off of those.
That makes sense. We already had 24 minutes. That went by so fast. So I think it's time to do some giveaways. Chat, shout out to you for being here. Thank you for everybody that's in chat. Thank you for everybody that's watching. So if you're just tuned in, we are about to do some giveaway. We'll talk about the giveaways in a second when I pull up the screen. And yeah, I'm personally going to give $50 away to my YouTube members. And I'm going to do $50 to those of you that watch this live or this video. And yeah, let's get it. Let's look at it. So here, let's go ahead and pull it up.
50 Cent just popped into my head when you said 50.
Cool. Dude, that's a throwback. I got in trouble at school when I was like in like 4th grade, or because I like bought a 50 Cent record from an RCD from another kid. That was fun times, and my parents were mad about it. It's dumb stuff.
Explicit.
Anyways, shout out to Quid. They gave us some stuff to give away to you guys. So this is not like a sponsored video, like, you know, like they're paying us to make this video. They are giving you free stuff. So if you have Quid, at the end of this, I'll need your username.
Dude, I thought the just hold it up for there. That stay on that. Did you see the Martin Luther King mintables? Though you can actually mint those out. I thought that was cool. I thought that was a
I
cool
can actually
drop.
click on that in a second.
And the kaijus coming.
Where's that at? Hold on,
King Kong. You can see it on the page there. It says upcoming drops. Oh, the MLK sold out. It looks like.
It did.
I got my free pack though. Oh, and if you click notify on the King Kong page, you'll get a free pack. So that's kind of cool.
Heyo, I'm gonna do that right now. Oh, like that?
Yeah.
Okay. So the King Kong drop is coming. I thought Friday, huh? Yeah, that's Friday, January 20th. I don't think this is officially licensed by King Kong, but I guess it's like an inspiration, or they have like maybe like certain right to it.
It says it's the never before seen film negatives from the original King Kong film in 1933. That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, that is.
I haven't seen this before. This is kind of a cool drop, and it's like that notified button right there, Chris, on the right.
Yeah, this is the one coming Friday.
Yeah, if you click get notified, you'll get that free pack.
I thought I did click.
Oh, you did. It says because you have to click unsubscribe, but you can resubscribe to it. Yeah, just like
where's my pack?
I guess when it like appears in the wild on the screen there.
Okay, I'll just wait for it. But anyways, let's give away some NFTs. I was actually just thought it'd be kind of cool to like buy them like here and then give them away. So let's do that. I actually didn't look at the MLK mintables, but that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
so mintables are the ones that you can like mint into any wallet that you want, and put it in your crypto wallets and then list it anywhere. Like you have ownership over that asset. So
yeah, you can send it off to like OpenSea or wherever. You can send it off into the ether.
Which $50 is going to get you a long ways on Quid. So this is a big giveaway. I'll probably do a like kind of an expensive item just so like it doesn't. It would also make the seller happy because they're like, oh dang, I just sold that.
I noticed from last year, man, the volume on Quid's kind of pumped.
Yeah, it's doing well. Specifically, so this is the last 24 hours, but if you look at the last like 30 days, look at some of this stuff. 2,000% on Satoshiverse, 354% on Atari. The top two are mintables as well, which is again like my cup of tea because mintables you can like take off and put on the blockchain. So that's always cool. But anyways, what do you want to give away, Kyle?
Oh, yeah, I don't know. There's a few up there. I mean, there's like, Satoshiverse is cool. I was gonna do one of those. The Dark Crystal is like Weta Workshops.
I've heard really good thing about the Dark Crystals. I don't know a lot about it, but people that do know are telling me about it. I can give away one of these Dark Crystal packs for sure.
Dang, Satoshiverse did 14 million in volume. That's insane.
Omar says he has a good amount of things on Quid. You might have a good amount of more
14 things on Quid. That's 14,000. I thought that was 14 million. I was like, oh my gosh. It's insane.
Oh yeah.
But the prices in general have pumped. Like some of these like really good low mint numbers, like a lot of them are listed for like several $100 on Quid. And it's like it's hard to you can't just like ape in anymore and just like pick up like super low mints. Like people are figuring out about this stuff.
Yeah, well, and some of them pump because like the Atari, if you own the Atari, you could get access to whitelist on what's that? Mochaverse, which was like a big deal. So people probably bought Atari on that speculation. And then Game of Thrones might have been the speculation of the Game of Thrones NFT that we bought off of whatever we bought that on. So I'm sure like some of these like definitely make sense. And the Satoshiverse is just pretty popular. Rick and Morty down 40%. I wonder if that's because of Justin Roiland's. He got a fine for domestic violence. I think it was domestic violence.
Yeah, I'm bearish on those guys.
Same. It sucks because I love the show, but man, it's
I haven't
hard to
seen the
support.
show, but I noticed it was kind of quirky and semi weird with the kid and the grandpa. Or I don't even know if it's his grandpa. But anyways, I've never seen the show. So.
It's his grandpa, yeah, and it's the same. It's the same voice actor. It's Justin Roiland. He does the grandpa and Rick and Morty.
I see.
And then they came out with that game recently, High on Life.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know.
But
Lightning Kong. That one looks cool.
Wait, where at?
Oh, it's just on the front page right there. Top.
Lightning Kong. I didn't see it.
It's at the top right. But it's not.
This is Invincible as well.
Lightning Kong. That looks so.
Keep on clicking it. You're pointing me in all the directions of things that are sold out.
Yeah, it's so cool though. I do like that one.
I was gonna look at a little bit more of the MLK ones. I completely missed this. I was pretty.
But as you're looking through what you want to give away, the reason why I kind of like these, not kind of, why I do like them is like in the sandbox in the metaverse, you'll be able to display these 2D arts and like frames and pictures in your crib in the metaverse. So that's why I'm excited about it. And we know obviously if like with VV and VVverse, we'll be able to do that too. But I'm excited about the macro metaverse as well, where there's like a lot of interoperability, and a lot of people in the sandbox display their like 2D stuff in there all the time. So I think that will be
and
cool.
the partnership of the sandbox is pretty cool as well. I always look for that, or like I always think about that when
he's in jail for wow, that's
crazy.
It's
a little bit more serious than I remembered.
I heard some conspiracies about that dude too that aren't appropriate for this video, but yeah.
Oh, bro, yeah, I addressed it when Art Gobblers dropped, and I got roasted for that video on my Art Gobblers video because I basically just said it was unethical and like I don't support it, and like people were like mad at me, and it went from like 20 ETH to like 2 ETH. Like within like a week. Like I'm not talking about like that was in the bull and now it's the bear. I'm talking like within a week. I mean, they got bamboozled. Not my fault. I tried to warn them.
Yep. You
People
did it, man.
way overpaying for that type of stuff.
For sure.
So I probably should have had exactly what I was going to give away beforehand. But essentially, and I'm still looking through right now. As I've said several times, I'm going to give away $50 worth of collectibles to the viewers of this video, and I'm going to give $50 worth to my YouTube members. I see some bat cow. I know I don't have it on screen right now. I see some bat cows that have stuff listed. It's kind of cool to see cross platforms on like different platforms. I always enjoy seeing that. And it could also be at the winner's discretion of like what they're kind of looking for, like what collection they want to do.
Yeah, I'm pumped because I feel like there'll be more cool collections on Quid and things like that. And again, like you'll be able to display these into like your sandbox crib or whatever. Because I mean, it's interoperable already, so it's kind of nice.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna stick with mintables for my side of the giveaway because like that's the main reason. Once I found out about the mintables, that like made me more bullish on everything because like I like to collect NFTs, so that obviously.
No, yeah, that's what I'm sticking to for sure as well. Although some of these collections on Quid, like I mentioned before, they've actually not, they're actually pretty collectible for them not being NFTs. I've seen several of them sell for like hundreds of dollars and things like that, but
I'm sure it's for somebody, but just not for me.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, if it's an NFT, it's hard to not justify the digital ownership part,
Yeah.
Like everybody wants to actually own it. What else, bro? What else you got? Did you give it away yet?
No, I should have picked it ahead of time because I'm like, I don't know what to give away. I might. What's up?
If you have Streamlabs, you could just run it through Streamlabs and it'll and it'll do it automatically for you, kind of.
So what I'm gonna do as far as like selecting the giveaway is anybody who's commented today, you are already in. I'll run it for 24 hours. If you see this video in the next 24 hours and you've made it to this point of the video, just drop a comment on the video and you'll be selected for the $50 worth of collectibles giveaway. And I'll select it. I'll do a live of selecting it, and obviously I'll need your Quid username.
What do you think about that government thing? Do you think that's a do you think the conspiracy was like legit or not?
I guess it's kind of like what you said. I'll go back to it. It was this. I feel like it wouldn't really matter because like we won't know anyways. And he ends it with coincidence or conspiracy. I kind of like that. I don't know, man. I feel like over the last few years, I'm not a conspiracy theorist by any means, but like nothing surprises me. Like if this was the case, it wouldn't be like shocking to me. Like it would kind of make sense. But I feel like a few years ago, if somebody told me that, I'd be like, no, that's dumb. Like that's definitely not possible. Or that's definitely not what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
But either way, Crypto Zombie did a really good job at covering it. And
Yeah,
since
totally.
we've been on air, these sewer passes have like absolutely been cooking. Like you can see like the most minted, most bought, and most sold. They're like flying. I bet they're over. So they're still at a 1.5 floor price. They're at 2,600 in volume, dude. It's gonna be interesting to look at this tomorrow and see the volume that happened in just 24 hours.
Yeah, it's insane, bro. They're flying for sure.
Sweet. Well, I gave the giveaway instructions. I'm going to pick a winner in 24 hours, and I will need your username, and you will get some free stuff. So thanks for watching. You have anything else, Kyle?
Yeah, are you? Didn't you get a new position or something? Are you gonna? You're just gonna gloss over that? Have you even
Yeah,
covered
let's
that
go
on your
gloss.
channel yet?
No, I haven't really. I got a
Speaking of Ninja
full-time.
Alerts,
Yeah, so I've been with Ninja Alerts like for about a year now, and let me pull it up. But I basically just got like a better position, and it's going to allow me to go more full time into Web3, and it is the head of content marketing. So essentially, I will be. Let's share this tab. Here's my little banner for it. Essentially, I will be running all their socials, making content for them, content like video content, text content, um, running Twitter Spaces, basically anything that involves content, collaborations, and stuff like that. So I am again full-time Web3. I'm full-time Web3, but I also still like run my shop and everything. So it's like I'm full-time like
the
on 2 different occupations.
the Ninja Alerts lifetime license pass on OpenSea or whatever, kind of pumped a little bit.
Yeah, here's some out. Well, they're coming out with V3. We are coming out with V3 pretty soon, and V3 is going to be awesome.
Yeah, you gonna spill that alpha?
You still own a pass?
Nah, I sold it.
Oh man,
I had
dude.
2 and I sold both, but yeah, I needed that liquid.
Rip.
I
They're
needed
getting
that
better.
liquid.
We're getting better. Actually, I don't know what I'm allowed to disclose, so I don't want to disclose anything on live. But V3 is supposed to come out soon. That's your alpha.
Dope. Plus, yeah, I'm friends with another guy. He's got a platform called Cyberbox, which he's still working. He's like, it's super robust, but he's still working on it. So I was like, I got free access to some of these tools already. But
Yeah,
I want to
that
get
makes
my
sense.
Ninja Alerts pass back. So
Yeah. Well, it's too late now. Kobe collects said, what's up, gentlemen? Congrats on the new position. Yo, thank you, Kobe. I'm super excited about it that I'll be doing full-time Web3 again. And not much, man. Just talking about how the lots of bad news today with the Genesis Global Capital. Yeah, Genesis going down. US possibly kind of
in the
enforcing
BAYC
more
poop game,
regulation. And then talking about the sewer passes, BAYC, just the only
the
good news
BAYC
flying
poop
off the
game.
shelves.
A Kotaku article came out today, and it was like saying like BAYC flexes $450 million raise by releasing and dropping a poop game. It was actually a really funny article. Like obviously Kotaku does like all these like articles on NFT games, and they just like trash talk
Yeah.
NFTs. It was a hilarious article. You should pull it up. I'll try to find it,
I
but
was say, can you drop it in chat? I was trying to look for the
it's actually pretty funny.
Kobe said Recur Pass whitelisted for V3. What it? I don't. Let me see if Recur has an announcement. I haven't heard anything from Recur in a bit. Their last announcement was on the 9th.
What's the announcement?
I don't know. He said Recur Pass whitelisted for V3. I don't know what V3 is. I was talking about version 3 of Ninja Alerts.
I dropped the link in there for you.
All right, let me pull it up. All
right, I laughed pretty hard.
Flexes that $450 million is raised. Oh wait, I don't have it pulled up. Here it is, right here. Bored Ape flexes that $450 million is raised for its metaverse empire with poop game.
Wait. Scroll up and read that sub headline underneath the title of the article.
That I was forced to learn about the Bored Ape.
Scroll up, not down. Yeah, right there. Dookie Dash asks you to humiliate yourself for the opportunity to upgrade your NFTs.
Oh my gosh.
And then go on to read it. It's actually pretty funny.
Says
just the first paragraph or whatever.
I'll say, you want me to do story time, right? I'm just kidding. I was forced to learn about the Bored Ape Yacht Club's monkey poop game, so now you do too. Donkey Dash is an upcoming game where you traverse a sewer system in pursuit of a treasure box. That monkey shout out his ass. I wish I was making this up. I really do.
All right, you don't have to read anymore. Yeah. That's what I was dying.
Have you watched the video?
Way around to get.
Can you hear that? That was really loud.
Yeah.
You haven't watched the video?
No, I haven't.
Oh, dude.
But the article was dying
this is literally
reading
the key
that first
right here.
paragraph. Dookie seems to be an infinite runner.
So yeah, this
is that the name of the game, Dookie?
Yeah, it's Dookie Dash.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this monkey ate this key and then he pooped it out, and that's the key that they're all buying for thousands of dollars right now.
It's so random, man.
Welcome to NFTs.
Is so weird.
Welcome to NFTs. And so this thing
instead of opening it,
the sewer pass is, see how there's a key on the, oh wait, here, let me share this tab. You see how there's a key on the sewer pass? This is actually what you're buying, is that key that the monkey pooped out. And people are paying thousands and thousands of dollars for that.
Insane, bro.
Yep. And right now it's at 2.7K volume. And by tomorrow, it's probably going to be at least 5,000 volume. Who knows?
Isn't it weird that no other projects has really popped off like BAYC though? Some kind of a little bit. They gain traction and they're quote unquote blue chips, but they haven't really seen that amount of significance as BAYC. You'd think there'd be another rival at this point.
Yeah.
Do you think we'll get to the point where we'll see actual real rivals?
Yes.
Right now, I just feel like they have no competition. It's just it's kind of boring.
Gonna be hard.
Honestly,
it's kind of hard because
ironically, Bored Ape Club,
you're competing with essentially a startup that now has a couple $1 billion valuation. So as
a unicorn.
Exactly. So unless you're already a big company, to be able to rival a company that went from nothing to a multi-billion-dollar valuation, it's not easy.
I could see Doodles doing something because
not Doodles.
Yeah, they raised quite a bit, and the founder of Reddit is back to them.
Well, that's cool. I don't like Doodles. So.
I do. I think it's cool. I think
it should disappear for months after dropping in a huge collection as a money grab, and then just be sorry, I was at the hospital. Yeah, you might have been, but you have a whole team to look out for things like that. So I don't know. They've done things to me that are just not professional enough to compete with the best.
Who's the best though?
Right now, right?
Dookie Dash.
Dookie Dash.
That's the problem right now.
Good enough to commit.
That's the problem, is we don't have other interesting things in the space. It's this is what's representing the face of Web3 is Dookie Dash.
I know. There needs to be
it's fun.
A rival.
The boy in me is laughing and wants to play it, and I will. I'm a gamer, and I think that's hilarious. But then my mom or grandma or my sister would be Dookie Dash. What do you mean? And
I know.
it's hilarious. It's degen, and I love that part of it. But at the same time, like the mainstream part of me is like Dookie Dash. Like
Yeah.
that's what we're going with here. But yeah, it's just my opinion on it. Now, if I had a Bored Ape, I'd be like, yeah, Dookie Dash, bro, let's go. You know.
Yeah. No, same, dude. Same. Yo, what is up? Stay winning. Thank you so much for the $1 super chat. I really appreciate it. And not much, man. We are just talking about how the market's getting hammered, but somehow, some way,
Dookie
Bored
Dash
Apes
to the moon.
sewer pass for Dookie Dash is absolutely to the moon. People are
Sewer
paying.
pass, Dookie Dash, hashtag.
People are consistently paying $2,000 for this right now. Here's a
This
sell for eight.
volume.
Here's a sell for $8,000 that happened 2 minutes ago.
What kind
Here's
of
a
ticket
sell.
is that? There's different
So,
rarities.
yeah, there's different rarities. It's like 1 through 4, so that must have been the highest one. Yeah, this was
8
4.
Gs.
Yeah, casual $8,000 for a
You
ticket.
know, the one thing I'll say is, like, I don't really like how they just airdrop and, like, give everything to their holders. I did like the
Says
land.
a non-holder.
I liked how they did the land drop, and it was, like, enough for every, like, buddy in the public to at least try, even though the mint was kinda botched. But, I still like the amount, and I wish they would do more with that to feel like to have people more inclusive in their ecosystem. Because right now it's just they're just I don't know. It's fine. I mean, credit to them for making all the money and, like, all that stuff, but
It's making the rich richer, essentially, at the
but
end of the
yeah,
day.
it's making the rich richer. It's fine. If you had a Bored Ape, you'd be definitely celebrating this as a win for sure. But I just wish they'd do a little bit more. Yeah, it's just I like to see more inclusive of Web3 than super exclusive.
Stay Winning said, "What does the airdrop pass do?" So it lets you play the game, and like the higher the ticket, the more chance you have to like do well at the game. And essentially, if you hit a certain criteria on the game, you're able to mint their next NFT. Which,
So it's like play
dude,
to. It's
somebody's
like
buying
pay.
this right now. Somebody's buying this
It's
5.2 right now.
so it's like pay to win. Is that what it is? Basically, if
No,
you think
because
about it.
you can have a. Oh, I mean, I guess to an extent, but
Yeah, it is. It's pay to win.
you can have a tier 1 and still win.
It's still yeah, but it's still pay to win essentially because it's just like Call of Duty. If you have like the best gun, you're gonna perform like 2 times better than some noob that is starting out with like a base gun, or at least 4 times in some cases in Call of Duty. Like you shoot them and like your weapon does like 4 times more damage. Of course, you're gonna beat like a ton of people versus like a noob that has no just a base gun. You know what I mean? So like in this
Hey, man,
case.
I know what you mean, but just like Call of Duty, I'll slap somebody with my base gun, no matter what they're using. And that's how I feel about this too. Like,
Yeah,
if
but
you're
if you
good,
get somebody that's good at a game and then you stack on a pay to win on it, then
yeah,
he's like super competitive at that point, and it's hard to beat a sweaty gamer.
it's hard to beat a sweaty gamer. These things
And
are
in
like
this
flying off
case,
the shelves, dude. Like as we're
somebody's gonna
talking, look at
rent
all these
this
trending.
out. They're gonna basically hire a gamer to just play this game for them. So it's gonna be pay to win. I've seen it happen a
Oh
billion
yeah,
times
absolutely.
already in the space is that because I'm in Neo Tokyo and that's what people do in our NFT project. They'll pay gamers to play for them.
Dude, you should hire me, man. I'll
Well, remember I had to buy you back, you know? I had to buy you back like 4 times.
Oh my goodness. But I don't know, man. It's gonna be interesting to see what this does over the next 24 hours. It's gonna be interesting to see what the whole U.S. announcement and international cryptocurrency statement, like that thing we talked about earlier, and then the Genesis lending bankruptcy, like how that affects the market. If you missed earlier, we are going to give away some NFTs. The way that I'm doing it is that all you have to do is either be present for chat today or comment on this post in the next 24 hours, and I'm going to select a winner to win $50 worth of NFTs on Quid, and I'm going to select one of my YouTube members to win another $50 of NFTs on Quid. So if you haven't done that and you're watching this right now, just go do that after the video or comment now, whichever you prefer. Anything else you'd like to add before we conclude, Kyle?
No, I'm just curious what the DOJ and all that will say, the Treasury and
Yeah.
blah blah blah. It might just be anti-money laundering and like, anti that kind of stuff. So I'm very curious what they'll see, what's major to at least them. And so I guess we'll see. But no, that's all I got, man. It was a solid one.
Sweet. Awesome.
Dookie
Thank you for your
Dash.
time.
Hashtag
Thank you for
Dookie
your time.
Dash.
There's your alpha for the day, Dookie Dash. Keep your eyes on it, and be careful out there. Things are about to get crazy. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for being part of the chat. Like, subscribe. Go like and subscribe to Kyle's channel.
Peace, love, and NFTs.
DJ and Dads at least once a week. It's going to be a podcast that we're rotating channels on for now, and we're eventually going to make an audio podcast. Yeah, stay tuned. Thank you to all the early supporters. We'll see you guys next time. Peace out.